Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Laurel Leader Call Sports Show. I'm Jack Fairchilds, joined alongside Kevan Lindsey and Josh Guru Nichols. Uh, Before we get into the news, we want to the fun stuff. We want to send our condolences out over the tragic situation there at South Jones. As I'm sure everyone's seen the headlines by now and know that there's a student lost, a soccer player, and another student charged in this. So very, very tragic situation, guys. And it's just one of those things that I think we're all tired of having to talk about sad things on what is typically a fun show. Um, Kevin, I know you covered a lot of South soccer. I got to cover a lot last year, not as much this year, but just, it's just a tragic situation across the board.
Yeah, very much is so. Obviously, very first thing I want to say is prayers to the families that are affected, the community that's affected, classmates and coaches and everyone else. I know it's a very intricate situation right now. It's just sad, and I want to send my condolences out to you here. Just a freshman soccer player that's gone way too soon. I want to make sure I want to make sure that people know on this page, and I want to make sure we get it out that South Jones will be hosting a candlelight service tomorrow, Thursday, at 7:30 p.m. Jack's got to go take the call, and we'll handle this on this one. But Thursday, May 21st, 7:30, they're going to be having a candlelight vigil at the South Jones High School Media Center, and they encourage everyone to attend and things like that. Just want to remember you here in his life. Uh, Again, just a tragic situation, needless situation, and I'm gonna leave it at that. You're
Yeah. Condolences to all the families, friends, teammates, teachers, students, administration, everyone. This isn't just a South Jones thing, and it's a Jones County thing at this point. It's a tragic situation. Just, one of those things we'll never know all the answers because we weren't there. And it's just it's sad all the way around. Um, Back in 2021, I had to be a part of a candlelight vigil for a West Jones football player who died during the middle of the season, and it's something you never want to have to be a part of. And unfortunately, around here, those two schools, West Jones and South Jones, have seen a lot of tragedies with their teenage students over the last decade, and it's just, I mean, there's nothing that you can say, but it's sad because being in the situation that I have been in personally for a month now, there's no words that you can offer anybody from either family that's going to bring them any solace to the situation that has occurred. But at the end of the day, the last thing I want to say is that we all just have to put our faith and trust in God and believe that there is a plan. We won't see it today. We may not see it in the next year, but at some point, he has a plan for everything that happens, regardless of how tragic the situation might be.
Well said. Sorry, whenever that's part of being a news reporter. If you see it's law enforcement calling you, you kind of got to get up and see what's going on. So, but again, this is one of those we all send our thoughts and prayers out to Yair's family, to all families involved in it, and just tragic for sure. But we still have to have fun, on this show, because this show, we like for it to be a distraction at times. We like for it because we all have difficult things going on in our lives. We all have situations, and sometimes it's just fun to be able to come on to a show to just check out. And that's going to be our goal for the rest of the show is just
No, and I
try
think
to-
that's. I mean, I know for me personally, that's what sports is all about. It's a distraction, whether it's 2 hours, 4 hours, whatever it may be the case. I mean, that's how I spent most of the last month of my life is just watching sports to have it as a distraction. And, that's why it was great coming back a couple of weeks ago after missing a couple of episodes and just, being able to talk about things that we're about to talk about, in light of life as a whole. A lot of people don't understand that part of sports, I don't believe, because it does play a huge part in our society for a lot of people. I mean, there's people that, right now that just got informed of a loved one being taken too soon somewhere in this country. And, at the end of the day, if you can turn a hockey game on, if you can turn on Premier League soccer, if you watch golf, even I'll give it to Kevin, even if you want to watch some old wrestling
or
you know,
NASCAR, his other
or
guys.
NASCAR, whatever. I mean, if you just allow yourself the opportunity to tune into that and become involved in that just for that short period of time, it gives you time to reset. And, I think that's one of the many, many beauties of sports. And like you were saying, just something that we can have fun with and in light of all the tragic crap that goes on in this world on a daily basis.
I think the perfect example to back up what you were saying too is if you remember when sports started back after 9/11, I mean, every sports league was asking, is it too soon? But it wasn't, because we were all ready. During the pandemic, the most popular thing that went on during the pandemic was the Last Dance documentary, because it was sports, and the UFC being one of the only major sporting events that was putting on live events, albeit without crowds, but they were giving us live content. Kevin's passion of wrestling, they were putting out live content during the pandemic. So sports has always played a role in giving us some type of distraction. And that's what we hope for today. And, again, before we get into, and first off, let me thank Guru for doing the rundown again. It's been a while since and I see that he's doing the wild card today, so it's not going to be a wild card from me. But appreciate you doing the rundown. Been completely overwhelmed, and I appreciate the fact he had this ready to go for us today. So just want to thank you as well. But before we get into the high school baseball side of it, we were talking about it before. Kevin, I know you didn't get a chance to see it, but that Knicks game last night.
Yeah.
Knicks were down 22 with 8 points left in the game. Came back, forced overtime, and then ended up winning. Guru, tell the audience that didn't see the game, tell them how bad that final stretch was for the Cavaliers.
Well, we had a late night delivering, and we didn't get home till about 1:30 this morning. And of course, first thing I do is I'm going to check out Sports Center. So I turn it on, and I had actually looked on my phone at one point, and it was the late third quarter, and Cleveland was up by either 17 or 18. And I was like, I didn't expect this.
Yeah.
I was like, the Knicks have had plenty of time to rest. They had 9 days between games. Cleveland had played, yesterday was Tuesday. They had played on Sunday to close out their previous series. And I was just kind of shocked. And I thought, well, maybe the Knicks, since it's been so long, they're rusty. And then when I turn Sports Center on and it says epic comeback by the Knicks coming in over a 22-point deficit, I'm like, what? And it is insane, because in the last 30 years of the playoffs, any team that has been down by 22 points or more at any point in the fourth quarter before last night was 1-594 in those situations.
Wow.
So if you're a Knicks fan, even down here in Jones County, Mississippi, I would advise go play the Powerball tonight because those are just crazy odds. And to finish up about the, the turnaround, the comeback, the meltdown by the Cavs. New York outscored them 44-11 over the final 8 minutes of regulation, and then the 5 minutes of overtime. They just found a new gear. They found, just playing with each other. They found their team mentality, and I can't remember. It was one of the star players for the Cavaliers. I get all these guys mixed up. Nowadays, it's not like it was 20 years ago when I could tell you every starter on every team. But he did make a valid point. He said, at the end of the day, yeah, we sucked in the end of the fourth quarter, but it's just one game.
Yeah.
And
they play best of 7.
But you love him or hate him, but I think Stephen A. Smith made a great point because they interviewed him afterwards, and even though he's a huge Knicks fan, and he gloated a little bit, and I don't blame him because when it involves my purple and gold, I like to gloat too.
And the Knicks have been down for so long,
right? Too. And he made the point of this could ultimately be demoralizing for Cleveland, and I couldn't agree more because being down 22 or up 22 with 8 minutes to go and you lose that way, and oof.
See, I knew something had happened in that game before I even saw you at the post office, because I get a text message from my other broadcast partner, Chris McDaniel, saying this Knicks game is crazy. So of course I was like, what happened? And that's when he told me down 22. I mean, at 8 minutes to go. But Kevin, I know you being a wrestling fan, I saw that there's a wrestler that apparently put a curse
about that
on the Cavaliers last night. So who is this guy? What's the deal with the curse?
Yeah, Danhausen. He was an indie wrestler, and he's gained a ton. He's like a cult classic kind of wrestler, and he's gained a ton of popularity. He just signed with WWE, and his shtick is that he curses people, and then something happens, and it's actually really funny. And
he's one of the comedy wrestlers,
basically. Yeah, I mean he can wrestle seriously, but he's made his stick with comedy, and he's really good at it. And I've been noticing they've been using him on ESPN, and him and Stephen A. have interacted. And he had supposedly cursed the Knicks, I think, to start with, like in the first round.
He did.
Then uncursed them. And then now he's cursing the Cavaliers.
He actually did it because they had a segment on SportsCenter with him last night. He actually did that all prior to the game being played. He uncursed the Knicks, and he said he was putting his curse on the Cavaliers. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you there because, I mean, being up 22 in the fourth quarter and then you lose, maybe he has some powers that we didn't know existed.
It's real funny.
I've seen a couple of his bits. He is pretty funny guy, But yeah, I know you didn't watch it, so I had to. You're the wrestling expert, so we had to ask you about Down.
We had two crazy game ones. We had the game one between OKC and the San Antonio Spurs.
I did watch that one.
I went back and caught up on the little short highlight thing, that I've been telling y'all about. And man, Victor Wembanyama is insane, and he is not close to his prime yet. I mean.
No.
People are already talking about where can he land, through his career once he gets in his prime, and I mean he's unreal. I mean
his size alone makes him a matchup nightmare.
He doesn't even have to jump to put the ball in the basket. And I was fortunate enough to take my daughter to New Orleans to see him in his rookie year, and we got there really early, and they're kind of shooting around. And when you get there early enough, security is really good, especially with kids. I want to give props to the Pelicans organization. They're really good about letting kids go down to the court.
Just not good at playing basketball.
Yeah, they haven't been good. And I was excited to see Williamson and Wembanyama, and Williamson didn't play, but
of course he didn't.
Of course,
does he ever?
Yeah,
when you said that, I was expecting it to be the rare actual playing thing.
We just got to see him this year actually play for the first time, but no, seeing Wembanyama in his rookie year, you get to go down there. Of course, you can't get on the court, but my daughter, I think she was 9 at the time, may have come up to his knee, and that was just insane. And seeing him shoot threes, being that big, and he was just draining them. He was just walking around the 3-point line, just draining threes. I mean, You didn't see that. I mean, y'all know this. You didn't see that in the 90s. You didn't see that in the 2000s. You've never seen that, really. I mean, until recently.
I mean, that's what he did in late in the fourth quarter to keep them in the game
Yeah.
and end up forcing overtime. He hit one from about 29 feet. I mean, just pulled up and just drained it like he was Steph Curry. It was a fun game to watch. I'm excited. This is the first time and I don't know how long, guys, but I'm actually enjoying the NBA playoffs this year for whatever reason, and I'm looking forward to game 2 tonight between San Antonio and OKC, and hope the Spurs go up 2-0, baby.
You know, that's the thing. The NBA, I have a love-hate relationship with it. You know, I used to love it. Used to be all in, but it just kind of, as they laxed rules, start reviewing fouls and all. I mean, but something about playoff basketball is just, it can be magical, you know, and I like the current young crop of players. There's a lot. So, Kevin, who we think are going to win these 2 series? I'll go ahead and
We
give
might as
mine.
well, since we've gone this deep into it, make it.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll say this, and you can. I mean, Preston, my son, will vouch for me because I told him the other night, and I've thought it since I don't know, since I kind of sort of started seeing more highlights on Sports Center a few months ago. I've been with the Spurs since probably early March. That's my pick to win it all. And after what they've done in the Eastern Conference playoffs and then their magical comeback last night, I just don't see that series between the Knicks and Cavaliers going 6 at the most, probably only 5, and I think we're going to have a New York San Antonio finals.
How many did you say the San Antonio, Oklahoma City is going?
Oh, that could go all 7. I'm not.
Yeah.
That one's a toss-up, and either one of those teams can win. Not that the Cavaliers can't beat the Knicks, but I'm going to agree with Stephen A. Smith and say that demoralizing loss last night is going to be too detrimental for them to overcome long term.
Kevin, who you got?
I think that OKC is the better team top to bottom than San Antonio right now. They're probably, if they win this, they probably win the whole thing, no matter who comes out of the other side, whether it's the Knicks or the Cavs. I've always liked Cat, even though he can be a character.
Mm-hmm.
I do, and I think that basketball is better when New York teams are better, kind of like with the Yankees in baseball, and when you have big market teams. I mean, even football, when the Cowboys and 49ers and all those are good, usually the league's good. So I'm gonna say the Knicks, because I think the Cavs go back in the offseason and get LeBron, bring him back home. I think that's the reason to do it. And then I want San Antonio to win, but I think OKC pulls it out.
I'm gonna go with Guru. I'm gonna go the Knicks and the Spurs, and I think it's Wemby's time. I think he gets his first championship this year. So I mean, that's kind of my pick. Of course, we'll regroup after this series because we may have to pick completely opposite teams of what we just picked. So
well, if it's not the Spurs from the West, I'm pulling for whoever wins the East because I don't want a repeat champion.
That's fair.
And they're only going to get better. I don't know if y'all know. I know y'all don't probably keep up as much, but they got a ton of first-round draft picks.
I saw that.
This is a team that could legitimately be great and have a bench that is arguably as good as their starters. Like, this is a team that could take over and be a dynasty. It's unreal.
It's definitely crazy. But that's why we love sports.
Yep.
Next week we'll have to do some hockey talk here. We'll have to get Kevin to pay attention. We'll pick that.
I was
next
paying
week.
attention. The Ducks were in the playoffs and got beat.
They were.
Unfortunately.
I was rooting for them because I just don't care for that expansion
Poor
NFL
Ducks.
welfare team.
Poor Ducks.
Let's get into high school baseball because we've got a couple of teams in our readership area still playing. We'll start there with the Class 1A championship. Game 1 was today, and unfortunately, the Taylorsville Tartars lost to West Union 8-3 today. So it was apparently Taylorsville blew a 3-0 lead in this game and then gave up 8 unanswered runs to fall. Man, tomorrow they play game 2. Again, we know that this Tartars team is scrappy. Didn't they lose? Did they lose game 1 or game 2 to Stringer?
Lost game 1.
Yep.
So we've seen them be resilient and bounce back before. So again, that's what they're going to be asked to do tomorrow. Short-term memories are required, and hopefully the Tartars can come back out and take care of business. Kevin, you've covered Taylorsville at least once this year.
No, I haven't
You
covered
didn't
them
get
this
Taylorsville?
year. I know most of the kids because they've been playing forever on that team. I think I think it's Noah Westbrook. I think he's still on that team, and a couple more kids who are just really good kids. They're not just going to go down without a fight. I promise y'all that. This is a Taylorsville team that's seasoned. I checked Twitter or X, excuse me. Once it was 3-0, then West Union hit a 2-run bomb to left field, and that just completely changed momentum. But I'll be there tomorrow, plan to be there if it's not pouring down rain. And I'll be hitting up Taylorsville for the game 2. Hopefully it goes to a game 3. We'll have some coverage in Saturday's edition, what it feels like for sports there. But yeah, this is a team. Taylorsville could very well come back. They did the same thing to Stringer. They were down in game 2 and come back. I think scored 3 to win that game and force a game 3, and we know what happened there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think scrappy is the best word that we can use for a team that just even a little over a month ago, you weren't sure if they were even going to make the playoffs. I mean, they still have a losing record right now. I believe they're 16-18 overall or 17-19, something like that. But they have been hot over the last, 3+ weeks. That loss to Stringer was their only loss in the playoffs, and now they've lost the second one. But I mean, those are the teams you don't want to play.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what to expect. And I'll go ahead and I think Taylorsville comes out tomorrow and they may have to score on a wild pitch to win it, but Taylorsville's going to find a way tomorrow to force a game 3 on Friday. That's going to be my prediction for that series.
And don't
Gotcha.
forget, Taylorsville plays up. I
Yeah.
mean, they play up to people during the season. They're not a team that's going to just schedule a bunch of other 1A teams. Like,
No, they opened the
they're-
year with South Jones.
Right, they're going to play your South Joneses of the world and all of that. So you look at that record and you're like,
Yeah.
But then you look inside that record and you see, oh, they don't back down from
No,
anyone.
they're playing some tough opponents. I agree. I think Taylorsville bounced back. I said it before. Tartars just know championship baseball, and I think they'll win the series. So I think I'm going to pick Taylorsville to win tomorrow and go ahead and win game 3 as well. Kevin, what's your thoughts?
Same. I think they force a game 3 and they win the game 3.
Absolutely. And you said that did you pick who would win the series?
I just pick tomorrow. I take it one day at a time, Jack.
You got to pick the series, baby. You know how this works. He might be fixing to go heel on us.
You might.
I'm not going to be a homer. Taylorsville wins game 2, but West Union wins the series.
It should
Sorry.
be a good series. Hey, look, honest picks, sir. That's what we want. So nothing wrong with that, except for in the eyes of those Taylorsville fans and players.
Prove me wrong. Prove me
Exactly.
wrong. I'll give you props next week, I promise.
Look, we were bullpen material for one school in the county already this year, so maybe Guru can provide that motivation for Taylorsville as well. Next, we've got the 2A class championship. Game 1 is scheduled for tomorrow at 4 p.m. between Mize and East Webster. Mize is one of those. They're another team that is no stranger to Pearl. I mean, they've been there. This is a team that's gutsy, hard fought. I hadn't seen them play, obviously. I don't think any of us have actually seen them play this year. But I know their heart. I know their determination. I know their program. I don't know as much about East Webster. I know the name, so I think that means they've been consistently good. I'm gonna wait and hear what you two, how y'all, because y'all have covered this area of sports longer than I have, so I kind of want to hear y'all's thoughts before I decide which direction I want to go in and pick. You want to start us off, Kevin?
Yeah, this is a team. I'm not going to regurgitate what I said last week too much. But this is a team who they were young and They have made it to where they need to be. They're seasoned. I've covered a lot of kids on this team from just a couple of years ago. Really good team. East Webster is also a team that's routinely a contender for state championships and whatnot. They're going to be good. This is going to be a battle. This could probably go 3 games, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. The one thing in which, like Jack said, East Webster. I don't even know where East Webster is, to be honest. Not a team on our radar, but you look at Mize, and that's a team in the middle of the year beat Summerall, who won the Class 5A South State Championship last week over South Jones. So to me, a win like that says a lot, especially with how many state championships the Bobcats of Summerall have won. I'm gonna be a homer for real on this one and stick with our boys from the South. And I agree with Kevin. I think it goes 3, but I think Miles will host the trophy at the end of the day.
I'll make it unanimous. I'll go with Mize to win it in 3 as well. Pretty boring when we all pick the same, but
I want to bring it. This is not on our rundown. I just can't resist, Jack. I can't resist.
I think I know where you're going.
Oh, we're going there.
I will back you up.
We're going there before we start
Hey,
Because
hi there, people that thought I should be fired. I'm still here.
Is that because I brought up a certain school?
I think it is.
Yep. You caught me. Listen, I'm just going to be honest.
Wax poetic, brother, because I got your back.
I'm just going to be very honest here about this. So, we had an incredible series between Northeast Jones and South Jones that went 3 games. Hunter McKeever just posted in the chat. He said, "That's all good and dandy. I want to know when pay-per-view match between Mason, Mad Dog Strickland, and Kevin Cutthroat Lindsey is slated for." We're trying to make it happen. We're trying to make it happen. Coach McKeever, Strick is just, Strick's being strict. Oh, what happened here? There we go. Strick is being strict, though. He's just, he's, I don't know. He's not being a mad dog. I'm going to be honest. He's not being a mad dog. He's being a puppy right now. Anyway, but we had an incredible series between Northeast Jones and South Jones. And then we were set up for an incredible series between Summerall and South Jones. And I want to preface this before anyone says anything that I'm salty. I have a ton of respect for Summerall's head coach. I think that he was the fit, despite a lot of Summerall fans saying that he was not the fit to take over after their coach retired from high school baseball. There were a lot of fans that I know personally that said he had no business being the head coach, and he has proven them wrong. So I want to make sure that I am saying that I have a ton of respect for that program. They were one of the teams that I covered when I got my full-time gig here, along with Purvis and a lot of other teams in that area. So I want to preface this with all that. What I saw in Game 3 between South Jones and Summerall was absolute bullcrap.
I agree. I've already said it on the air.
And I don't care who says that I'm being salty. I don't care who says that I should be fired. You can go and you can pick up a paper and you can email me, and I will show it to my boss, and he'll probably throw it in the garbage. I don't care. There was 2 different strike zones in that Game 3 game. I saw it with my own eyes. I heard a coach tell a player, don't even swing. Don't even swing, because you're going to get a ball for.
It was really bad.
It was obvious. And there are South Jones fans, and I'll preface this by saying this. I've heard South Jones fans who can be unreasonable. We've talked about this before.
I have too.
I have said it on the soccer pitch many a times that sometimes South Jones fans can be unreasonable.
And it's not just South Jones.
Just
we
like
have
any
them.
other fan base. That's what I was going to
base.
say. Just like any other fan base, everybody has them.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, objectively, that was bull crap.
Look, I said it on the video. I did not trust, because I heard the fans objecting. I saw the coaches, but I'm like, okay, I understand. Fan is short for fanatic. So I moved over behind home plate so I could get a first, because where I was standing, I couldn't even see home plate originally. I stood back there for a good 2 innings, and it was clear that one team would get this spot as a strike and the other team wasn't. It is what it is. And there are a couple of you, especially you, Josh Smith. I was not fired. My job wasn't even threatened there, buddy. Hate to break it to you, but no, that didn't happen. To this Rose Hicks who said, I don't think the umpire had anything to do with that grand slam home run. And hats off to the kid that hit it.
Exactly.
But when you shrink it, if an umpire shrinks a strike zone, I'm trying to explain baseball to you because I'm sure you don't understand it like you think you do. If the strike zone is shrunk for one team, they're going to have to throw pitches down the middle of the plate. Hats off for the kid. He crushed that ball.
He did.
He
100%.
took advantage of whatever situation, whether it was a bad pitch or it was a pitch. He crushed it, and he does deserve praise for it because that was a monster. My understanding is first home run of the year.
It was his only hit of the series.
So hats off to him, and hats off to and this is not criticizing the Summerall kids because
No.
they played. They went out there, they hit the balls that were in front of them. So hats off to them. Not sour grapes, not that at all. But when I see something like that, I'm going to call it out, and that's just part of what we do. If you don't like it, bye. We don't care.
Yeah, I really don't care. After over a decade of doing this, there's days I just really don't care whenever it comes to this. This is the least important of the most important things, in my opinion. And, it is what it is.
Well,
But-
see, here's the thing, and it goes back to probably even before I played, but we were playing first round of the baseball playoffs in 1995, and we had a road game at Long Beach. And I mean, this is before the internet, before you had huddle, before you had all these different things. This is when your coaches actually had to go, scout teams, actually go to games, go watch things, talk to other coaches that have played your upcoming playoff team, because you've never seen them play in person. You don't even know most of the kids on the team. They had a kid that started game one against us that ended up playing at Mississippi State. He was a great pitcher. I mean, he hit me in my left elbow with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. It sucked. But before the game, as we were practicing to play them, our coach told us specifically, he said, when we go down there, they meaning the umpires, are going to give the Long Beach pitchers an extra 2 to even 3 inches off the outside part of the plate. That's why I got hit by a pitch, because I was like, okay, coach said he's going to throw over there. Well, if I'm going to get a ball that's over there and they're going to call it a strike, I put my toes on that line of the batter's box as close as I could to the plate. Crowded the plate. That's fine. You came in, you hit me with a pitch. I got on base, stole second, ended up scoring the first run of the game. So it worked out well for us to begin with. But I mean, this isn't something new. This goes on everywhere, and and what sucks is, as a former player in high school, and then someone like Kevin said that's been around and seen this for more than a decade firsthand, and you can call sour grapes on this one, because I've watched it not just in baseball. I've watched it in football, basketball, soccer, every sport there is. When a Jones County team is playing somewhere on the road in the playoffs in sports, majority of the time the calls aren't going to go their way. It doesn't matter if you're Laurel, you're Northeast Jones, you're South Jones, you're West Jones. If you're playing outside of this county in the playoffs, and especially the deeper and more meaningful the playoff game or series is, the less likely you're going to get a call that goes your way. And that's because we're pretty damn good at every sport at all 4 schools in one facet or another, and people just don't like that. And that's why we're the free state, baby.
Look, and maybe Summerall, if the strike zones are equal, maybe Summerall wins the game anyway. I mean, we don't know. That's, I think, why we're upset, is because Summerall has a team that is good enough that did not need that.
That's where I'm at on the whole thing. And again, I can't tell you enough how much I respect Summerall's head coach. Like, he is a great dude, and I'm like, hey,
look, the majority of their fans were awesome
yeah,
to us while we were. So again, this is not an attack on their fan base either.
It's just
It is
about
on
the
a select
umpiring.
few who decided to, take it personal because I gave an opinion.
yeah. Well, that's the thing too. Like, people don't like it. This is what I've discovered over my years of covering, and Guru knows this. They love it when you encourage and you just fluff everything, but the minute you are critical about something, it goes to, that's my baby out there. You can't talk about my baby out there. You have to be objective enough, and you have to have the wherewithal enough to say, hey, this is how it went, and this is where it's at.
Yeah.
And I have a kid who might end up playing a sport, who played little sports, right? And I was objective enough to know whenever she went and pushed the kid to the ground that was not right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just saying, like, whenever you call something out, you can't rally your little pitchfork and say, they don't deserve to say that and they should be fired. No. I was critical one year of Southern Miss, and Monday morning I received.
You've never done that, have you?
Our publisher at the time received 3 phone calls because I was critical of Southern Miss, and you know what it was about? Because they didn't have a good run game, and I called it out. And then
As you should.
you know what I did? I held up the stat sheet to our publisher where they had like 8 yards rushing, and at that point, it was like, that's why I criticized them. If you got a problem with that, move along.
Here's the thing. Criticism.
Mustard buzzards.
Yeah, I knew where you were going. That's why when he said it, we'll let Goo tell that story either today or another time. It's his call. But here's the thing: we don't hate your team. We don't. Matter of fact, I think Summerall's probably gonna win 5A state championship.
I hope they do.
I hope they do.
Yeah.
We're in the
for
South. We're rooting for all the South teams. I mean,
But-
come on.
But if we see, a matter of fact, Guru, I was told a story while I was at that game of a game you covered and actually caught a call that was missed on camera and had evidence. Now, we know missed calls happen all the time. I'm just pointing it out because Guru became a talking point to one of the people in the crowd that I just happened over. They didn't even know I knew Guru, didn't know who I was there with. It's just funny. So again, if you don't like it when it's getting called out, when we see something like this, then maybe you should try to say something to fix it. Or you can just stick your head in the sand and continue to just have your blinders on. It's whatever makes you happy. But we're still here. We'll be here next week. Hate it for you.
By the way, Raw Wade, I'm going to say, I don't know, Raw Wade on YouTube said Arsenal just won the Premier League. So there you go, Jack.
That was yesterday.
That was yesterday.
Well, they said Arsenal just won the Premier League.
They happened yesterday when Man City ended in a draw. So
Yep.
they clinched it yesterday.
There you go.
So, he thought he had breaking news, but we already knew that.
Either
Congratulations,
way, thank
Arsenal.
you for the comment.
Yes. Oh goodness. I'm assuming you're going to want to save the mustard buzzard story for another time.
What are we looking like? Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll roll along with
We're
the,
at 40 minutes.
Yeah, we got at least 3 more things on the agenda we want to
Man,
get.
Bob.
if we got to come, if we circle back to it at the end, we can do that. We'll see.
Wait, it
where
could
we're
be
at
your
time.
wild card. We don't know. So, let's get to the junior college softball award series, where that's being played in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Number 7 seed Jones beat State College of Florida 8-4 today. They play again on Thursday. I'm assuming their opponent is to be determined. That game hadn't been played yet.
As of when I checked earlier, that's correct.
Just amazing that Jones athletic program. I mean, they are just, and we'll get to the baseball here in a second. If you're wondering why I'm not, we are going to cover that next. But again, hats off to the Lady Bobcats. I mean, just getting out there, getting on the field. I mean, just making it there is impressive feat in itself.
And I didn't put it down on here, but nothing taken away from the other ones, but there are 3 other Mississippi schools that are out in Spartanburg playing in the World Series as well. So, 4 out of 20 teams. I mean, that's pretty dang good.
Yeah.
And I believe Colin's the defending national champions, and they're back out there playing in the tournament again this year. So Oh, let's just hope maybe we get to run something next week on the Lady Bobcats winning their second World Series.
Kevin, you got anything to add on this one?
I hope we get Jones College in Pearl River.
Oh, that'd be
In
fun.
both.
Cat fight.
That'd be sick, bro. That'd be absolutely sick.
Obviously, since we don't know who they're playing, we're not going to venture a pick yet on this because we don't even know who they're
Looking
playing
to
yet.
see if I can find out what Pearl River's doing. They were playing a while ago.
While he looks into that, we'll go ahead and start talking about the baseball World Series. That's out in Enid, Oklahoma, where 6 seed Jones plays 11 seed Frederick Community College at 1 p.m. on Saturday. Jones, of course, is there because they're rallying the regional and then winning the super regional that they hosted right there in Ellisville. They won that in a sweep. So, wow. I mean, the Bobcats, they look good, and they may be peaking at the right time because nobody had them winning the region and hosting that super regional. Nobody had picked that. It was a foregone conclusion. Pearl River was going to win it, you know. And if not Pearl River, you know, who knows? But I didn't hear anybody picking Jones to win that regional. They did it. Now then they won the super regional, which I think a lot of people picked Jones to win the super regional. But they did. Now they're out there. I think I'm going to be 100% homer in this one and say Jones will win on Saturday and advance further in the tournament. Kevin, I'll let you pick next. And if you have an update, go ahead and give that to us.
Yeah, PRCC threw a no hitter. They won, it was like 6-0 over number 12 Johnson County. Local kids stepping up. J.C. Holyfield had a single that started the run and started the rally. So couple of kids around the Pine Belt around here contributed. And yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I'm picking Jones to win that game and advance, move on.
On the softball side, does that mean that PRC is the next opponent for the Lady Bobcats?
No,
No.
it's
not.
It's a 20-team field. It's double elimination. Reading the bracket is like a step down from the MAIS football playoffs. So it's all it's all determined because like some of the teams that played this morning and lost when I was looking earlier, they have a night game again tonight, and it's a weird bracket, man. When you have those, I know it's an even number of teams, but it makes for an odd number of games the way the bracket's set up. And when you have a 20-team tournament, baseball is kind of the same. It's a 12-team tournament. The first 4 teams got a first round bye. Like you see, Jones is a 6 seed, so they didn't get a bye. Pearl River is the number 2 overall seed out there in Enid, with East Central a number 5 seed. So East Central will be playing on Saturday as well. Then they'll continue playing on Sunday. Just a lot of great, things going on for Jones here. Once again, it's been a successful, albeit didn't make the playoffs in football, but they had a winning season and, continued throughout hoops and into the spring with a cheerleading championship, and then the women's tennis team winning a national title. Yeah. And now here we are with both softball and baseball in the World Series. Just phenomenal things going on just down the road in Ellisville at Jones College in the world of athletics. And I wish them both luck, and I'm going to go with y'all. And I think on the baseball side of things that Jones will pick up a win on Saturday and move further along, and just would love in either one of these, hopefully both of these. It would just be amazing if we could have Jones and Pearl River play each other
awesome. Cat
for
fight.
World Series titles in both softball and baseball.
I just want a Mississippi team to bring it home. Yeah. I got friends at Colin, and we got locals at Pearl River
and East Central.
Yeah, we got we got just locals scattered. Yeah. I want Mississippi to bring it home and whatnot. Real quick, Mason Strickland, he come in the chat. He said, I appreciate y'all support this year. Ready for next year already? We're ready to, man. Can't wait to see what the team looks like next year. And
But is he ready to accept your challenge?
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Mason, he called you out earlier in the show. If you missed it, he
Yeah.
has not given up
Mad Dog.
on this hope of Mad Dog Mason Strickland versus Kevan Stingray Lindsey.
I just hope he wins the fight versus the umpires. I'll be on his side for that.
You'll take a steel chair to him. Huh?
I'll take a steel chair to it.
Oh goodness, Goober, is this going to be a first where I know Kevin came up with a wild card once. Is this your first wild card question? So history is being made
and it's about history.
Our own Josh Guru Nichols has the wild card question for us.
All right, so if we are just going to talk about the high schools in our local coverage area, that means Jones County, Smith County, and Jasper County, because that's in those counties, that's where we deliver papers to post offices there, and that's where the backbone of our subscribers reside. So I think if you both know well enough, you're going to get the school that started first because it should be a given. But I'm not looking for, I want that answer. But then after that, I want the next school who did what I'm about to ask. Okay. So you have, not going in any order. This includes Northeast, the 4 schools in Jones County: Laurel, Northeast, South, and West. Then you have also Taylorsville, Stringer, Mize, Raleigh, Bay Springs, Heidelberg. That's our 10 schools we're talking about. If you know your history well enough for here in Jones County, when I ask the question, it automatically eliminates 3 of them. Which high school began playing football first out of those 10 schools? But you can eliminate 3 of them because they all opened in the same year.
I am probably the least knowledgeable of there growing up in Warren County. I don't know, so I'm going to be 100% guessing. So I'll go ahead and throw out the first guess, and I'll go with the Laurel Tornadoes as my guess.
That's absolutely correct. I mean, and it's not even close. Their first football game was played in 1908.
I knew they were the first stadium with lights, and that's why I made that guess.
Man, he didn't even give me a chance.
No, he didn't. He didn't let you jump it. Would you have guessed Laurel?
No, that's. I mean,
I would have guessed Laurel. What about? Do you know about Jasper County and Smith County?
That's. If you were listening, you weren't. You weren't paying attention.
No,
we're fixing to go there.
I was writing them all down.
Of course, Northeast Jones, South Jones, and West Jones did not open until 1965. Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, so that eliminates them. I mean, which you could. I don't know where we would dig to find out where Shady Grove High School, So High School, all those schools when they played their first games. But out of the 6 schools that are left, who started playing football first? And all you have is the 3 Smith County schools and the 3 Jasper County schools.
I'm a guess between Stringer and Taylorsville as my guess. 100% guess. I have no clue. I'll go Taylorsville.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say for Jasper County, Bay Springs. I believe Bay Springs. I think I actually used to know this in Jasper County, and I can't believe I'm forgetting.
I'll give you got that correct.
Okay. And then in Smith County, I'm gonna say Raleigh.
So
I should know that, but I don't.
You both gave me two teams. Who's your pick? Who started playing first?
I went ahead and narrowed it.
Oh, you did say Taylorsville.
I did say Taylorsville.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Raleigh first.
Which is ironic because both Taylorsville and Raleigh both had their first football games in 1937.
Not them.
However, you were correct with Bay Springs being first and Jasper in 1934. But that is not the correct answer. The correct answer would be the same school that is playing in the Class 2A baseball state
I
championship.
thought about Mice, but I do not know the history of the area.
I wouldn't have.
That's a great one.
1929 was their first
Okay,
football
that
game.
makes sense because Taylorsville and Raleigh are both cities.
Yep.
That Mize would have been a county school, technically. Even though I think Mize is described as a town, but that would make sense. You said 1927?
29.
29.
And then this was the one that threw me Stringer, they didn't even have their first football game. According to the website we use, and I strongly recommend anybody that wants to look at high school football history in the state of Mississippi, there's nothing better than ahsfhs.org. It's an organization that originated for the state of Alabama. If you look at the top left of their homepage, just click on Mississippi, you can go find out the records of every school, even like a Heidelberg Academy, which hasn't played sports in a decade now.
The school's even closed down, I think.
Exactly. But any school that they have gotten research on, and there's even a bar on each school's homepage that shows we have collected 98% of data for this school from, Laurel from 1908 through 2025 football season, or 2025 football season. It's a great tool. We utilize it a lot during football season, and also for our high school and college football preview magazine. It's just awesome to look at. I mean, because there's just so much as far as history goes. You can go through and look at all the coaches in the state and who has the most wins, everything like that. But yeah, and Stringer, they didn't start playing until 1953.
Really?
Yeah.
What about Heidelberg?
47.
Yeah. And then you said Laurel was when?
1908.
1908, yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense with Laurel.
Oh, yeah.
Especially now that you know the timber industry and all that stuff and
Yeah.
how all that was happening. They were one of the...
In which, I guess, what did they go by? Wasn't it like Ellisville High School or something to that effect?
I think I've heard of but again, I didn't grow up in the area, so I'm not as familiar with the lore.
George Bassey would be the one to talk to on that.
But I want to say I've seen Ellisville High School reference.
Right.
So I think you're right, but I'm not. I'm by no stretch of the imagination expert there. Man, that was a good one. So yeah,
who was the first to bring home a state championship?
that was what I was curious about. I'm sure Guru knows that.
Out of all those schools?
Yeah.
Like MHSAA or you know the answer for sure?
Pretty sure, yeah.
I know Laurel's first MHSAA would have been 90.
Yep. I'm just thinking Jones County, Laurel.
Oh, well, yeah, Laurel.
Yep.
Then Northeast was 96. South hasn't won one, and then West first was in 2020.
And then in Jasper County, Stringer.
I was going to say Stringer, but
They three-peated.
did it not start in 90 or did it start in like 90?
Stringer started in
Two?
the 90s. 92, 93, 94, I believe.
I think you're right.
If Andy Keene was here, if he's still on here, he would know. But then Bay Springs didn't win a state football championship until Dan got there.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right.
They went back to back. And then Heidelberg.
And you can't
just
forget
won.
Taylorsville.
Yeah, then that's Smith. Yeah, Smith County. You got Taylorsville, who they were the big winners. And then I don't think Mice has ever won a state football championship. I could be wrong there, but I don't think they've ever won one. And then, of course, Raleigh's had their success. So, yeah. Interesting stuff.
A lot of success in the area. And just, one of the schools being a pioneer in football, with Laurel. So,
Well, I mean, they're one of the original Big 8 teams. I mean, that could be a topic for a whole show going back into the 40s, 50s, 60s, everything pre-MHSAA, back when high school teams actually played in bowl games at the end of the season.
Huge rivalry, Gulfport and Hattiesburg.
Oh yeah, always has been.
Everybody knows that.
When the Admirals and Tigers tee it up.
Oh goodness. Before we wrap up today, let's talk real quick. What are we going to do during the summer? You know, we'll probably not be as consistent on here, but maybe we'll come in during maybe World Cup time and talk about some of that fun action, because that's at least something fun. But don't be surprised if we take a little bit of a hiatus, just because we love doing this, but we also enjoy it most when we're able to highlight the local kids. And there won't be much of that, but we probably will come back, do something for the World Cup, probably do something related to the Little League World Series that's going to be played in Laurel. So maybe we'll have some episodes, maybe limited to once a month during that period. But of course, we've got big ambitions for next season when football season starts rolling again. We've got ideas out the wazoo. The question, can we figure out how to pull them all off? That's why we're not going to say what they are, but we've got ideas and things. But we'll probably be in touch a couple of times during the summer months, just because they're with the World Cup going on, there'll be something we can have fun talking about, because we all find enjoyment in sports, and that being a national event, of course, is something, not international event, and it being here in the United States as well, that's going to be something we'll definitely want to talk about, but we'll get into more of that next week when we wrap up what goes on in the Mississippi High School Baseball State Championships, and we can put a bow on everything next week for sure.
Season 1.
I think we should do what Rogan does, just keep episode after episode, not do seasons.
Yeah, that's what I do with the right side. I do not do seasons on the right side.
Seasons, episodes.
But I also don't take breaks. I'm constant flowing, so I understand if you but we're not gonna be off the entire summer.
Dad's bringing the milk back, guys. It's okay. Dad's bringing the milk back. He's not just leaving, never to be seen again.
He didn't just go out for a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
Milk might be a little spoiled.
Yeah, the milk was spoiled.
What's he holding up?
When he finally got back. Oh wait, we're not supposed to get personal. So, anyway, folks, well, been fun today, guys, and hopefully we gave y'all a little bit of distraction, throughout all the craziness. This has been the Laurel Leader Call Sports Show. Remember, you can catch us on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook page. You can catch us on Kevan Lindsey's personal Facebook page,
Content creator page. I've had a lot of people try to add me as friends. Just want to say this. I need to clarify this. Mm-hmm. I have a personal page, and then I have a creator page. And I've had a lot of people try to add me, and I'm very particular who I add on there, because it's my personal page. And to be honest with you, I don't really post much besides pictures of me and my daughter and girlfriend. And I rarely post on there, but I have to have the personal page, make a creator page. Follow the creator page to keep up with sports and everything else. There you go. Just I needed to make sure people understood that.
Don't try to find me. I don't have one.
No, trust me. I made that clear last week with somebody made the comment. I think it was Dog when he was helping with the baseball coverage. He made that, Guru, I know you're watching. I was like, Guru doesn't have social media. He is definitely not watching. Real quick before I sign off, do either of y'all have a favorite in the World Cup this summer that you think hasn't? I know it's hard to pick a massive tournament. Do you have a favorite, Kevin?
Freaking USA, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they're not going to win it. Guru?
Too early. I hadn't even looked.
Spain's number 1 ranked, so they probably won't win it. It'll be all I'll say, because it rarely goes that direction. But yeah, we'll have time to talk about that. But I'm Jack Fairchilds. He's Kevan Lindsey. That's Josh Guru Nichols. This has been the Laurel Leader Call Sports Show, and we'll see you guys again